Today on the bench we have a Metabo drill battery charger. This is for a small drill. It's a Metabo LC 40, and the complaint with this thing is that when I plug it in, it does absolutely nothing. It comes pre-disassembled, just the way I don't like it. But no matter how many times I tell people not to bring me pre-disassembled items because I won't take them, they just keep doing that, so I don't care anymore. So at first glance, nothing looks exploded. Here's the back side. Let's see, do we have mains coming in? We do. Okay, let's see mains after the fuses. That's going to be this point right here and this point right here. We do. Okay, so this right here is our bridge rectifier, so this right here is going to be our primary capacitor. So let's see if we have our 330 volts DC on this capacitor, which we do. Okay, so if you look from this side, we now know that the cable is good, the fuses are good, the bridge rectifier is good, and our primary smoothing capacitor is getting voltage. And there is at least not a direct short circuit across the mains. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try to measure the output of this transformer, because there is a chance, because this is a smart charger, that the main power supply section is actually working and outputting voltage. It is just the secondary side microcontroller that is not turning on these two LEDs. Okay, plug the charger back in. This is a 3S charger, so I'm expecting around 12.6 volts across these capacitors, so let's see what we have. So these two electrolytic capacitors on the secondary side are not connected in parallel. Why? Okay, so this is probably the ground plane because both capacitors are connected to it, and there are two pins of the transformer connected to it. So this pin right here of the transformer has a very thin track going out of it, and then it goes through a 100 ohm resistor, so I'm guessing that this is not the main output, and this pin right here has a very thick trace going out of it, so I'm guessing that this is going to be our output of the transformer. And then it goes into these two big pins right here, which are our rectifier diodes, and they go here. And then they go to this capacitor right here. So this capacitor right here should be our primary output. We have 0.44 volts. What do we have on the other capacitor? We have nothing. Okay, so since we have nothing coming out of our transformer, that means that the fault is most likely on the primary side and not the secondary side microcontroller. So let's try to check the main controller VCC. There should be a small electrolytic capacitor in parallel with it, which is this one right here. And one side of it goes to the ground and the other side goes to the diode, and through this diode right here into the chip. So this capacitor right here is our VCC. This capacitor can tell us a few things. First, it can tell us if the chip is getting voltage. Second, it can tell us if the chip is shorted. And the third, it can tell us if the startup circuitry is working. So first, let's try to see if our chip is shorted. So because this capacitor is connected through this diode right here to the controller, we are going to measure between the ground pin and the other side of the diode, and we are not getting a short. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the power supply in and see if there is any voltage on this capacitor. If there is, that means our startup circuitry is working. Okay, plug the power supply in and let's see. 20 volts range. Let's try to measure that capacitor. and we have nothing on this capacitors. That means one of two things. There is either a separate startup pin on this chip, or our startup circuitry is just not working. So let's try to figure out which one of these two is this thing. It appears to be an MLX36150A. While I did find replacement on sites like AliExpress and DigiKey, I just couldn't find the datasheet. So I had to do some reverse engineering. So we know that this right here is our VCC capacitor. So if we follow the positive of that capacitor through this diode and try to figure out where it is going, it's going somewhere under this chip. So if we try to find which pin that is, it's pin number 6, and that pin also goes to this resistor right here, which on the other side goes to this resistor right here, which on the other side goes to a big resistor right here, which on the other side goes through our common mode filter and then to the positive output of our bridge rectifier. That looks suspiciously like a startup resistor. So let's try to figure out which value is this resistor. It's 1.96 mega ohms. Now that seems awfully high. So let's try to take the silicon off and figure out what value is this resistor really supposed to be. Red, black, black, yellow. That does appear to be a 2 mega ohm resistor. Okay, so that is a good resistor. So I want to try to measure the voltage that the chip is getting from that resistor when the power supply is plugged in. So let's do that real quick. We measure from the negative to our... Actually, we can measure this pin right here, which is the other side of the diode going from our VCC capacitor. So we have 2 volts and charging. So what's on the output of that resistor? We have 12 volts. After this resistor right here, we have 5 volts. And then going into our chip, we have 3 volts. That seems like not a lot. Okay, so I've been messing with this power supply for a bit when I realized something really stupid. So mains come in here, they go through one fusible resistor and then the second fusible resistor. Then there is our bridge rectifier. Then there is our first electrolytic capacitor. So here are the 2 fuses, here is our bridge rectifier, and then our electrolytic capacitor. Then it goes through our common mode choke, which is right here. And then it goes into our second 2 electrolytic capacitors, which are these 2 right here connected in parallel. And the stupid thing that I noticed is that when I plug the power supply in, when I measure across our first electrolytic capacitor, we get 330 volts DC. If I measure across the second electrolytic capacitor, we have 16 volts. So what that means is that our common mode choke right here is open. And let's see the first coil. So the first coil has 0 volts across it, and the second coil has 301 volts across it. So our second coil is literally open. So instead of just checking the basics and fixing this thing within 5 minutes, I did everything but the basics, and I wasted a good hour on this thing, which is quite annoying, but sure. So let's then try to add a bit of wire and short that particular coil. And let's see if the power supply turns on. fucking god, it's on. Well, that was idiotic. Learn from my mistakes. And here it is, the power supply all put back together. Plug it in. And it works, because of course it does. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Check the basics before doing anything else. And hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.
You are dead! No big surprise!
Well, that was idiotic. Off to hang myself. Off and learn! Oh, what? But, what?
I am alive! Is nice. Yes, this is stupid.